Today we're going to be creating a simple basic invitation in PowerPoint. The first thing you'll want to do is open a new document, check the compression settings to make sure it's best for printing. Then you'll want to change the page size to fit a standard invitation. Typically they are 7 inches by 5 inches, but we're going to make the slide 5.25 by 7.25, and the reason is to include bleed for the printer whenever you go to have these printed, or if you do. And we're going to use a free vector website to download an image and place it on the slide. Vector images tend to print the best whenever you send them to the printer, and we'll go ahead and just do a birthday invitation. There's lots of designs you can choose from. I typically like to choose ones that have the design elements towards the edge of the card, and the reason for that being is because whenever we go to place our content on the card of the name, time, place, it'll show a little better than having the main images towards the center of the card. Now to place this, all you have to do is just insert your file from your downloads folder. You'll want to pick EPS. JPEG would probably work too, but when it downloads and is placed in your PowerPoint slide, you'll have to resize it, and I like to resize it to make it look unwarped. If you look at the thumbnail to the left, you'll see that I try to make it look as even as possible. It gives you a good idea of what it'll look like too when it saves. And here you can just use the shape tool to place the box we're going to be using to block out the text that's already there. You can also use the thumbnail again to see how the borders are going to look whenever you actually use the shape to use as the background for the information to be put in. As far as the text goes, you can really use anything that you want. Some good practices are just to Google happy birthday invitation fonts and peruse something that you like. That same concept applies to other invitation types as well, such as wedding, save the date, graduation, etc. At this point, it's going to take some time to mess with the size and placement of your content to decide what's best aesthetically. You could even Google image other images that have the fonts or design already in it that say happy birthday, or use the word art from PowerPoint and place that image on top of the image that's already in the slide. Now I'm just going to skip closer to the end so we're not wasting time. The more room you give your border, the better it'll look. And the reason for that is, even with the bleed included in the size of the file, when the printer goes to cut, he'll cut to the 7-inch and 5-inch mark, and it's going to be deceptive because when we save it, the border is going to look a little thicker than it actually will when it's cut down. When you go to save your file, you're going to want to save it as a PowerPoint format first. That way you can always go back and edit and make any changes that you need. And then you're going to want to save it as a PDF format. And the reason is that most commercial printers prefer to use that format when they go to print. When you open the PDF, if you have Adobe Acrobat DC, if you hover your mouse on the bottom left corner, you'll be able to confirm the size. To help show you how big the border is actually going to be whenever it's cut down, I'm going to put ruler marks. Anything you see on the right side of the ruler mark on the left is going to be the actual border, and anything to the left of that will be cut off.